tonight, but sorry, I just got out of the shower and my hair is just, I gotta dry my hair. I gotta blow dry my hair before tomorrow. So we're gonna make this kind of short and sweet. And I just realized my phone is almost dead. So let me plug it in. We've been gone most of the day today. So I did get a chance to meet with my attorney. Looks like we're all prepared for tomorrow. For those that are coming, there is, make sure that you guys, you know, don't wear any like spaghetti straps or short shorts or stuff like that. There is some type of dress code, so to speak, at the courthouse. So please just wear green if you can. If you have anything, Sebastian's Army, Sebastian or anything like that, if you're going to come to court, please just represent if you can. It's nice to see everybody. I would say go down Jenna, Regina, Udi, it's nice to see you. Holly, Debbie, Graham, Jessica, Mike, God's Girl, it's nice to see you. I love the name. JH, Hope is a beautiful thing. I love that name too. The Real Me Too, Sweet Misery. Mr. Rogers, you need to be in bed right now, you know, getting some Z's. You know, Z's, did you ever hear of them? It's where you close your eyes and you go to sleep so you can be in court tomorrow. We don't need to be wheeling you in. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I think Mr. Rogers is stalking me. I think I need a PO. Okay, it was a bad joke. Okay. Patricia, it's nice to see you. Barb, Southwest, it's nice to see you. 5D, Samantha, Lisa B, always nice to see you, my love. Feel the love. I'm feeling the love. Summy, it's nice to see you. And everybody else that's in, I'm just going to skip on down. What else did I see? I saw Sweet Tea and Sunflowers. It's nice to see you. SRK, it's nice to see you. Can you pick up those at the store? No. It seems like it. I'm not going to Florida. You never know. You never know. Remember that, what is it? The truth-telling serum, right? We might decide instead of that, we might just roofie your drink, just squirt the stuff in there and let you drink it. And then next thing you know, you wake up, you're in Florida. Don't think that you're getting past this. I'm just joking. I'm joking. So everybody I know is here because they want to know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in Florida because I'm sitting in Tennessee. This is what I can tell you. He says, wow. We're taking you to Florida. We're feeding you to the hurricanes, Mr. Rogers. We're feeding you to the hurricanes. So as you guys know, Florida has been battered. I'm a little concerned, but power of prayer, I was just talking to people. Power of prayer is an amazing thing, right? We prayed that something would slow that hurricane down. Now, granted, it's still a catastrophic hurricane. It's a Hurricane 3. It made landfall on Siesta Key. Let me call you. I'm scared. You might have better luck in. No. I should shut up. I should shut up while I'm ahead. It did make a landfall at a Category 3, but listen to this. And I don't know how I said it, but I looked at the map and it's true. The hurricane itself started splitting apart before it made landfall. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it started splitting apart. And I thought that was a little crazy and ironic because when we were here, I'm like, you know, power of prayer. I'd like to see the thing split apart and go, you know, one go to one side, one go to the other. So it was kind of interesting that I made that statement and lo and behold, a portion of that storm split apart. That was like pretty wild. Yes. Hey, Brittany. I hope you're doing well. So I don't know how. I told you guys that power of prayer is really, really powerful, and to pray, you know, to pray for the wind shear, to pray. I was just joking when I said split apart and go around us, and it didn't go around us, but it did split apart. And I'm like, my mouth fell open when my mom told me. She's like, well, it's kind of dying down a little bit. It's split apart. I'm like, what do you mean it's split apart? And she goes, well, it's split apart. And I'm like, I looked over at the Real Me Too, and I'm like, the storm split. And that's when I thought this would be very, very powerful to my entire audience out there. and say, that's the power of prayer right there. Now, is there going to be loss of life? There very well could be. We don't know what the true damage is just yet. But I can tell you that the loss of life has diminished quite a bit with that storm slowing down and people praying. You know, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, it's things like this that are great examples of what it means to have faith. Does it mean that we're not going without damage or anything like that? No, it doesn't. It just means that it's going to be a lot less. My mom, there's power off at my house, so I have no power. My neighbor has already given me the update. I swear if it's another one of those stupid trees from my neighbor's yard that he does not keep up with, I'm going to lose my ever-loving stuff on the owner of that. I'm going to find out who owns that house because I know they're renters. And I'm going to have to do something. Those trees are dangerous. They're not taking care of them. They're filled with infection. And they're going to keep coming down with every powerful storm until they clean their yard up. And that's not on the tenants, that's on the homeowner. And so I'm going to end up having to go to the county because I pray to God it's not another freaking tree. I'm sick of cleaning up my neighbor's stupid trees that they can't take care of. But on a side note, it sounds like the house is still there. It sounds like the flooding is not. Those were the two things we really needed to happen in that area. The impact on our area is going to still be significant because this is on the backside of Helene. So even all of those properties along the beach had already sustained significant damage from the first hurricane. That means the structures are weaker if they were still standing at all. And this is kind of not very good. But I think the impacts of this particular hurricane were much, much less than Helene, which didn't even make a direct hit in Manatee County or Sarasota. I do also want to point out that the direct hit was not in Manatee County, which again, I always told you guys about. I feel like there's an Indian blessing on our little area there. I still believe that. But there's a lot of, folk tales out there that really talk about, many, many, many years ago before any of us were even thought about, right? Somebody says, here is your coffee and bacon in the morning. We love you and know everything will be fine. Just know we are all with you. Oh, thank you, Summy. That's really, really super, super sweet. Little Miss Attitude says, yay, you're there safely. Pray for Delilah, Mama Bullhorn, Bullhorn's bestie and family. Praying for all affected by Helene and Milton. God answers prayer. Yes, that is absolutely 100. So we're very, very thankful for that. Mom the last time I talked to her, still had power and internet. It sounds like Delilah's cuddled up next to her and they're doing really, really well. I know that's one of the biggest concerns that everybody had, just like me. We worry about Mom. Oh, thank you, Holly. That's really sweet. We really worry about Mama Bullhorn and Delilah being so young. It's nerve-wracking to say the absolute least. So I'm definitely safe. We just have to pray for the Floridians. That's really what we need to pray for. Oh, thank you, Melanie. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you. SRK, it's nice to see you too. Oh, Little Miss Attitude, Lord, we ask that you prevent any shenanigans happening while Betty is in the area and in court tomorrow. We pray for Sebastian to be found safely and the truth be revealed in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Sebastians Army. I love that, Little Miss Attitude. I absolutely love that. It sounds like we have a few people here. We got to meet some of the people over dinner tonight. It was really, really, really nice. And, it sounds like we're in the best position that we can possibly be in at this present time. So it sounds like everything is in the positive, even though the drive here was miserable. The 25 hours, the not sleeping in a hotel until I got all the way to Tennessee, kind of sucked a little bit. But at the end of the day, it was good. Listen to this. Oh my gosh, my ex-husband called me. It sounds like him and his new fling, his brother and everybody decided to go north. He's like, did you evacuate? And so I called him back and I'm like, well, I didn't really evacuate, but I said, I have court in Tennessee. And he already knew, I had already told him. He called me, I don't know, a little while ago. And he goes, no, I didn't tell him I was in Tennessee. I'm like, no, I really didn't evacuate. I said, I had court. I said, where are you? He goes, well, we decided to leave. I said, oh, okay. He goes, I'm in Tennessee right now. I said, I am too. I said, well, what part of Tennessee are you at? He goes, right now we're in Nashville. I said, I am too. Who would know that me and my ex-husband would be in the same damn area? I don't see him. Like, occasionally I'll talk to him, like maybe once in a blue moon, like maybe once a year do I speak to that man. And I'm sitting there on the phone with him today, talking, because he left his motorcycles at his house. And I'm like, oh, if they fall over. And the next thing we know, we're both sitting in Tennessee. And we're both sitting, like, he's in Nashville and I'm on the outskirts of Nashville. What are the freaking odds? You know what I should have done? I should have made Tony take me to the nearest store and I should have gotten me a lottery ticket. That's what I should have done. Hindsight's 2020. Is hindsight in here? I feel you tapping me on my shoulder. I'm just saying. Total reality wins. I'm like, oh, is reality in here? It's nice to see you. But who... Like, I divorced him to get away from him. Is he stalking me too? We needed POs for that. I got a Seth stalker and I got a Vince stalker. This is getting a little insane. I just trying to say. I'm a little nervous over here. I need to stop. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry if I missed anyone saying hi to me in chat. Aw. Well, we all love you as well. So, hi, little Miss Attitude. Nice to see you. Ooh, Gypsy, you're in the chat. I wanted to let everybody know when you guys are coming to court. We will be there. I know the court says 9, but we had different instructions from the judge when we were there. So we will be there a little later. If you want to know where we're meeting at and what time, reach out to me. Gypsy, you know the email. I think Karen's trying to get a hold of you to kind of fill you in on everything. So, yeah. Do you know if any news cameras will be in the courtroom so we can watch? It is my understanding that we have several news outlets and that are going to be there. Now, last time we had 17 live streaming. I'm not sure if they're going to be live streaming tomorrow or not. We'll have to play it. I don't know what the media is going to do. I didn't even know they were going to live stream the last one. I found out after court that it was live streamed. So I really don't know what the judge allows and what the what their producers are going to allow, because you got to remember, it's not really the people there that make those decisions. It's the people higher up in their news organization. But I do know that people are taking this seriously. This is a major case. This is a case of national concern, so to speak. And so I think that it may be live streamed, but I can't guarantee it because I don't talk to the news people. All I do is, say, hey, I want them to come. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. It sounds like he is worried about your well-being like the rest of us. Yeah, he was. Well, and like I always tell everybody, the reason why Vince and I got a divorce is because we lived like roommates, not like husband and wife. We ran a business together, like, business partners, but not, it wasn't anything. Him and I we just had different paths, that's just all there was to it. It didn't matter. Even after our divorce, we went out and had a cocktail and a slice of pie, not like pizza. We went to the pizza house and had a slice of pie and had a farewell, beverage. So it's like, we still keep in contact with each other, but, and I still care for him deeply. He was my husband for a decade, but we just have different paths and different ways. We never really, we fought like hell, but not the last 4 years. The last 4 years were calm, but we were pretty much split apart. So, it was, I think we were both ready, we weren't ones that argued over anything. we had everything resolved before we ever went into court. I mean, like, we had property transferred, cars transferred, business assets transferred. You know, we had everything. We had already worked the whole entire divorce out before we even filed our dissolution of marriage. So out of all the things I can say is that, well, one, it's cheaper to get married than it is to get a divorce. And two, for me, it just wasn't an ugly divorce. It did take 2 years, but it wasn't because we were fighting. It was because we got hit with COVID and other crap, and it just took a long time for the judge to actually, you know, stamp the paper and send us on our way. But I know that I see a lot of people that go through those things, and they're in court for years and years and years, and they just tear each other apart. That just wasn't the case. Oh, Melanie, thank you again. Thank you. So, I mean, it's not that we weren't friends. I mean, we did everything as amicably as possible, you know. I mean, there's no hard feelings between me or him. I mean, it was just a marriage that didn't work out. We were on two totally different fields, you know. By 10 years, we changed a lot in 10 years. Both of us had. So, but I definitely care for him. I never want anything bad to happen to him. And obviously he worries about me too, you know. Hobo's Life, did you see the casualties from the tornadoes? So sad. Oh, was there tornadoes? Now, I haven't really watched any news. I've been on the road all day. We went and saw the attorney. We actually went out and looked at some areas. We got the drone out. We ran the drone today. Then we came back here and picked up everybody and went out to dinner. And so today was a very, very busy. The only reason why I've kept up with the hurricane is because I was calling my mom like literally every hour to check on her, because I was, you know, I was worried about my mom. And moreover, my dog. I mean, my dog is literally my gal pal. Like, if anything happened to that dog, I would lose my ever-loving crap. Period. You know, people hasn't seen like Crazy Betty until I'm in a lot of pain, and something happening to Delilah would make me, you know, be in a lot of pain. I mean, she's like in all fairness, and I'm not lying about this, she's like the perfect puppy. I mean, she has not chewed a cord. She has not chewed has not ruined a darn thing. She's a freaking puppy, and she hasn't done anything bad. And she's just very good, and she's a sweet little girl, and she just loves her mommy, and her mommy loves her a lot. So, Shelly, it's nice to see you. Thoughts are with you, Betty. Stay strong. Yeah, we're going to stay strong. Not only that, not only are we staying strong, you know, I feel very confident tomorrow. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't, you know, I'm in the lion's den here. I don't trust anybody. I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie to my audience and say, oh, I believe this. I don't trust anybody here. And I'm not going to play like I do. I don't trust anybody. And I look at, you know, it's pretty sad because we've always backed the blue. We're definitely pro law enforcement on this channel. And for the first time, I have never looked at law enforcement as a problem, or, you know, for lack of better terms, the enemy. We've never, ever looked at law enforcement like that ever on this channel. But after what I've experienced, you know, my opinion, especially around this area, has changed significantly. You know, I fear, you know, that's the one thing we don't want in this country, is people fearing law enforcement. We expect law enforcement to handle themselves in a professional way. We expect law enforcement to follow the law, much like we follow the law. And when we have situations like this, it puts a bad taste in people's mouth, one. And two, how can you expect the community and the public to respect a body that's conducting themselves in this way? You know, that's something that they're going to have to work out internally. But, you know, what do you do? Is Jen here? Hey, Jen, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you, my love. So again, I don't have faith in them. They make me sick on a different level as badge holders. Yeah, well, I can understand that because you're a deputy sheriff and you conduct yourself in lawful legal ways. Some people just don't, and we need to figure out why, you know, just why. So I don't know what to expect tomorrow, and I do feel confident. I feel more secure having media in there. I feel more concern or more secure having the court reporter in there, and I feel very confident in my attorney. I know people on this platform tried to dog my attorney and tried to do all this and that and the other and produce whatever. But I can tell you, my attorney is no joke, and he's very good at what he does. It's a bad leadership for way too long. I agree with that. Hey, Betty, my birthday's tomorrow. Well, everybody that has, Van Lady, I'd love seeing you in here. For all the people that have birthdays, your birthday wish, I know, is making sure that I don't get that rash that I always get when I get to Hendersonville. The silver bracelet rash that I always seem to break out in. So maybe we'll pray for that. No rashes for Betty, especially the metal kind. Just saying, maybe pray for hives. I prefer hives than the silver stuff that grows on my wrist. I don't know. We don't like certain kinds of, rashes. But happy birthday. Happy birthday. I wasn't going to go live, but I got the shower, and I always like to let my hair dry just a little bit before I blow dry it, and it's starting to get there. So I'm going to have to let you guys go. But as you guys can imagine, tomorrow morning's going to come early, and we're going to have to get up super, super, super early and get out of here. But I really do feel good. We watched the power of prayer split a hurricane. So what I'm going to ask you guys all to do tonight is use that power that you have, the power of prayer, and pray not only over me and the people that are here with me to support this BS and these lies. I'm going to ask you to pray for us, but more importantly, pray that Sebastian is found, okay? Because all of this is all for nothing if we can't find Sebastian, bring that boy home, and seek justice for him. Something happened to him, whether it's a custodial thing or something more nefarious. I have my opinions about it, but on a general, very, very general term, it doesn't really matter what, it does in a sense, but for the point I'm making, it doesn't matter what's happened to him. It just matters we need to find him and bring him home. And those that are responsible for his disappearance need to be held accountable. And at the end of the day, that's what this is about. And we have to look at the behaviors of a few, because when they spend and focus more on a person that's advocating for a child and doesn't believe their horse crap, and they want to spend more time on that person to try to shut them up instead of going out and getting off their butt to look for their own kid, we've got a problem with that. And how dare they think that this right here would stop our advocation of this young man? Shame on them. Shame on them. You don't get your way by lying and doing underhanded crap. That's not how you get things done. That's not what we teach here on this channel. We are a law and order channel. We follow the law. We expect others to follow the law. And when they don't, we expect them to be held accountable for that. And I don't care if they're a detective. I don't care if they're the mayor. I don't care if they are a U.S. congressman. I don't care. The law is the law. You are to follow it no different than I have to follow it, and vice versa. And so we're definitely going to be honing in on the importance of law enforcement following the law, and my criticism of law enforcement throughout this duration of this case. We don't like being ultra critical of law enforcement. We know they're human beings, and we know that they make mistakes like every other human being. And we try to help in any way that we can help, either strumming up leads or anything. But I can tell you, I have nothing to do with Sumner County. I will never send them a freaking lead. Those leads will go to where they need to go. They'll be vetted from people that need to vet them. And if they rise to the level, they'll go to TBI or the FBI. If they want to funnel that stuff back down to Sumner County, that's up to them. But I don't trust them, and I'm not going to sit here and deal with cops that like to arrest innocent people and then try to turn around and be buddy-buddy with them. You've lost my respect. And if you've done that to me, God knows what else you've done, but I don't trust you to handle a case. And if I don't trust you to handle the case, I don't trust to give you leads that are coming into my email box. Those will go to proper channels and, through the proper channels and get where they need to go, but they won't be coming from me. They'll be coming from a third party that I sent them to. And we have produced a lot of information that I truly believe is helpful, but I've got to have faith and respect in the law enforcement body when I'm sending them over stuff, that it'll be followed through. And I don't believe that that would be the case where we sit right now. So we have processes behind the scene that make sure that everything is thoroughly vetted before it goes anywhere. And we're going to continue to do that for the sake of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, what everything should be about. I can tell you that I'm sitting all the way here in Tennessee while I didn't know whether I was going to have a house to go back to. And like I said, it's very important because this is not all for nothing. We have gone through this path. We have walked this path for the sake of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is only one small hurdle we have to go through for that boy, right? For this boy that had fought to even be here when he was born. And he made it to 15 years old before he disappeared. And now we don't know where he's at, what he's doing, what's being done to him. We don't know. You know what we know? We know that he's missing, and we know that there are two people that have publicly lied to us multiple times and have changed their stories. That's what we know. That's what we know. And that doesn't make us sit here and think very highly of people that go motorcycle shopping, go to motorcycle rallies, go out to eat, and leave it to everybody else to look for their child. To me, that's a piece of shit. Okay? To me, somebody that can do that to their child is a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Not a good parent. And if you would do that to your child, then that statement is for you as well. But I love my audience here, and I know my audience is here because they would never do that to their child. They would never leave town if their child was missing. They would never go motorcycle shopping if their child was missing. They would never not be out in the field with other searchers looking for their child if their child was missing, and they damn sure would not be going to Mississippi or South Carolina when their child was missing. To me, that is a piece of shit. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. What I'm entitled to being an American citizen on American soil. So that's kind of where we are. Tomorrow, like I said, if the judge follows the law and it's properly explained, I think by tomorrow, when I come live, there's going to be a lot of butthurt Bettys out there. Just thought I'd throw that out because they're idiots. They're absolute idiots that didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And I did not deceive my audience because I told you exactly what to expect and exactly what was going to happen. And tomorrow we'll see if that is executed as I expect it will be. So that's kind of where we're. Delilah's okay, Mommy's okay, and I'm here. So I'm worried about my dad. My neighbor told me that my power is out, so I told my mom I may need her to go over and try to get the generator running and try to get my refrigerators plugged in if for any reason the power's not back on tomorrow. But this storm was a lot less force than what we had initially anticipated. which is a good thing. So that means it's moving quite along. It should be out of the area tonight. And it sounds like people will be doing the power restoration in our area starting tomorrow. They may even start tonight if the winds subside enough that they can be out there with their equipment. And I did hear about the tornadoes. I did not know we had a lot of loss of life in Siesta Key, but in all fairness, every time we have a hurricane, there are people that lose their life. We do everything we can to prevent that, but at the end of the day, people are responsible for their own actions. And just like me, because I shelter in place, I don't really leave because I've been through a lot of hurricanes. There may be a time when I underestimate the threat and very well may put my life in danger, just like a lot of people. It does happen. We go through these things every year. We never know when what year is going to be bad, but just like this one, people can't afford to leave the area. People can't, this economy, people can't afford a freaking hotel room for their family. You know what I'm saying? They can't even, it's just, how are they supposed to pay for gas to get out of the state or the hotels that it's going to cost for them to stay in? People don't have that kind of money anymore. You know why? Because people are voting poorly. Aw, thank you. Who's that from? Phoebe. It's nice to see you, my love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A lot more than you feel like they are pieces. You didn't even make us feel that way. They did. Prayers for all, and special prayers for Sebastian to come home safely. Thank you so much. Hang in there, Seth. So thank you guys. This was very nice. I appreciate all the love and the support. But we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to fight lawfully, not illegally. And I pray to God by the time tomorrow is over, I pray to God that Chris and Katie are, and the other parties are financially responsible to what they did. And that's all I can expect is pray to God that the judge does the right thing. Whether or not I'm a taxpayer here, because I can tell you, my platform can make heads spin, and I can be a boil on the butt of a politician no matter what state I'm in. And I have moved mountains in different states to make sure those politicians weren't in place. And guess what? I wasn't a taxpayer in those areas either. So we have the power of our voice. We have the power of our platforms. And I hope to God that people that are watching this understand the importance of having proper law enforcement that do their job and do their job with honor. This was unhonorable of what happened. And whoever is responsible for the shenanigans should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. So, but we're going to go through it. So let's pray not only that everything goes well tomorrow and everything's thrown out, but that the people that pulled the shenanigans are held financially responsible as well, because they should be. They absolutely should be. All right, guys, I love you. God bless. It's time for me to dry my hair. Oh, thank you, Abigail. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye. And then, of course, I will not be live tomorrow. I will not have time. But as soon as we wrap up with the court and everything like that and get back here, I'll absolutely go live and let you guys know what will happen. If it's publicized and live, then you guys will know what's going on. If it's not, then I'll explain it when I get here. I will tell you that the channel has raised the money. It was supposed to go to the donor, but we had cost of the attorney. And one of those costs, this last cost, was the court reporter. So we have a court reporter in there, and we will absolutely get a transcript of these proceeds, a legal, lawful transcript of these proceeds. And if I can, if I'm allowed to by my attorneys, multiple, I will publish that for everybody to see, but it may take a while because, one, it takes a little while to produce it, to type it all up and proof it and stuff. Whatever the court reporter does, I don't know. I'm not a court reporter. That takes a little while to do. And then once I receive that it really depends on whether I'm allowed to share it, because my attorneys, this case will, even if it ends tomorrow, it's not going to be over. So That's kind of where we're at. But anyways, guys, I do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button. We did a lot to try to be here for this hearing to put a kibosh on the rest of this stuff. And I pray to God that this works, because that was a 25-hour trip that could have been postponed because I had an act of God in my backyard. And I chose to make this trip anyways. One, because I wanted over. Two, because I knew people were coming into town, and this was going to cost not only me, but also all the people that were coming here to support an arm and a leg to do it again. So I didn't want to put anybody out, and I just, put on the bootstraps and hit the road. I do trust TB. I don't trust TBI either, since Bobby Simmons is one of them with close ties to one family. Yep. What time does court start? The court, according to the docket, is 9. We were told a different time when we were there. If you want to reach out to me by email, I'm happy to tell you all of that. I just don't want to make it public, because we have obviously some hate channels that are trying to do underhanded illegal stuff, as always. And then those hate channels, hopefully little by slow, will start being corrected very quickly in the weeks and months to come. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed on, hey, Ren, it's nice to see you, my love. We're going to keep our fingers crossed on that. And Granny, you're in the chat. I've got your soap here. I don't think I'm going to be handing it out tomorrow, because I'm going to be in court and I don't think I can take it, and I don't want to sit in the car, the hot car. So we're going to be here on the 11th, and so we're going to be doing an event, and I'll make sure I pass them out and get you a photo that you can see. And thank you so much for taking the time to make the Sebastian soap. I really think it was special. And as promised, I did bring it with me, and Seth and Tony and everybody in our crew will get some of the soap that you sent down here. Also, Granny is making that soap. The smoked soap smells really, really good. Maybe, Granny, you can send me your email, or maybe there's a way, if people are interested in soap or something, we can get that out to them. So there is that. But it was beautifully done. I don't know if you guys saw it. Let me see if I can take you guys. Well, I don't want to move here because I don't want to show everybody my room. You know how it goes. I'd rather have like a stupid background that 15 million other freaking hotels have. So have a blessed night. Thank you, guys. We'll chat sometime tomorrow. I just don't know when. But God bless you. Don't forget to still keep Mom and all Floridians in your prayers tonight, because it does sound like loss of life did happen. And so there's a lot of families that are going to be in a lot of pain after this storm. And we need to keep them in our prayers and uplift them. But there is power in prayer. We just watched a hurricane. Now, granted, it didn't split completely in half, but for it to split at all after I made that comment and we prayed, then I'm sorry. That was pretty clear. That's a very clear sign, in my opinion, in my book. So pray, guys. There's proof out there prayer works. And we could use all the prayers we need, not only for me, but more importantly for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. All right, guys, I love you. Good night. We'll chat soon. Just keep us in your prayers, okay? Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Until next time, we'll see you soon.